Hello, welcome back to this channel, or welcome to this channel. My name is Jackie and I'm obsessed with planners and journals. Today I'm here to share with you my Hobonichi cousin setup, which is my main work planner and the core part of my work planning system. And probably our next video will be just talking about the whole work planning system. But today we are focusing on the Hobonichi cousin. Since my Hobonichi cousin is part of a system, I decided to go in a different direction than what I usually do and just set it up in this Hotterfaden cover, which is basically a traveler's notebook without the strings. I will show you a little bit better. I still need to do a review about this cover, but I've been loving it so far, and I love that I can keep everything about my thesis together in the one place, but it also allows me to very easily take one notebook or my planner out of here and use it as a standalone system. And this is how it looks on the inside. I just have these two main pockets in here. I don't have a very complex setup. I don't like to be distracted when I'm trying to work. I only leave things in here that I will actually use. So in this first pocket right here, I just have my Travelers Company little stickers. I don't even know which year is this from, if it's the current year or previous years, because I have a lot of their sticker packs and I just love their tabs, but this is the large size. Then in this smaller pocket, I just have some sticky notes that I like to use whenever I'm currently working at a project that I have notes both in my notebook and my cousin. So I will try to color coordinate where my notes are so I can easily go back to them. And also I have some business card in here in case I meet someone in my living room, because I'm not living home, but you know what I mean. Next, I have my research notebook. I won't go through that in this video. And here I have my Hobonichi cousin full year. And of course, my trusted Pilot Vanishing Point or Pilot Capless fountain pen in the extra fine nib, which is my weapon of choice for basically all of my plannings. And this is how you add notebooks in this cover. You have these little clips right here where you can put a notebook as you would in a string from a TN, and then you just clip it together and the notebook is there safe, as you can see here. I'm loving it so far. Okay, so let's start. So the first thing I have in here when you open my planner is a quote from Edgar Allan Poe, which is the author I'm currently working on for my thesis. Next, I just have my key and color coding. If you saw any of my previous Hobonichi cousin setups, you will see that my color coding was bigger and more complex than this, but I decided just to kind of have just the basic stuff so I wouldn't keep getting distracted and trying to find the perfect pen or marker for a particular subject. So now I just have supervising meetings and deadlines, and if it's something it's truly important, I would just highlight it with this kind of orange, neon orange highlighter. I do use the yearly calendars a lot, probably only on my Hobonichi cousin, but the way I like to use this is to mark down supervising meetings. That's why I have the color coding here, and also conferences that I attended as a speaker or courses that I was actively participating on. And right here I have one of the Midori metallic tabs. I have two of them, as you will see later on, and I just love that it can take me to this yearly calendar page or to one of the most important parts of any of my setups, which is the future log. And in here, my future log is only for appointments or events or work-related stuff that will take part of my day or a whole day, even if it is a personal appointment. So if I have a doctor's appointment, I need to mark it down here because I won't be able to schedule any meetings or any work-related stuff at the same time. So it's still relevant even though it's not work-related. in the check boxes, I will mark down important tasks that are happening that month that will interfere with my work. I will also use these check boxes to mark down the priority of that month, and I really try to limit it to 1 or 2 at the most, or else it's not a priority, right? Then for, of course, the dates, I will mark down the events and appointments, and this part here at the bottom, I use mainly to mark down when I have more than one appointment or event at the same day. It doesn't happen a lot because my work is mainly from home, but sometimes it happens, so I will just add a little signifier here and then put the date here and the other event or appointment that I have for that same day. And here at the very bottom, I'm intending to start putting the activities I have for my thesis chronogram, but we will see how that will go. And you will see I used my stamps to create the titles for the sections I set up. For the monthly view, I still haven't done anything. I just wanted to share with you first the setup. But basically, I will use this monthly view as my project management tool. Basically, I will just mark down deadlines that I have for conference, for papers, for chapters for my thesis, and then I will usually grab a pencil and just mark down what I want to be working on each week right here. So if I have to send an abstract, I will probably separate a couple of days or even weeks, depending on the complexity of the subject, to work on that particular abstract. And I might use this to even mark down articles that I want to read on a particular day to meet that deadline when I'm mapping my monthly. My weekly views, again, all blank. To be completely honest, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to use it for this year, because when I started using the Cousin in 2019, the weekly view was the main part of my planning system, but I don't find I have enough space to kind of organize everything, so I really need a daily log. I'm really into daily logs and I only function with daily logs, but I really want to map out my week maybe on a Sunday evening or Monday morning. So I think I will use this left section to just write down all the tasks I want to get done on that particular week, and I can do that for future weeks as well, as soon as I know that I want to get something done on a particular week. Then this first blank section, I will mark down if I have events that will take most of my day or if I have a deadline so I can see it right away. And then I will just map out using the hourly feature right here how I want my day to go. Then we have the turning the page to a new year, and this will be my goal section. I still need to figure out my goals and organize them into action steps or something like that. My monthly first page will be for mind mapping the tasks and the goals that I want to achieve for that particular month. And here, since of course I was not going to work on the 1st of January, I just decided to use these and create kind of a grid spacing guide, because I only use my daily pages as daily notes and daily tasks or daily logs. I usually don't experiment with different layouts, but just in case, I have it in here. And if you want to take a screenshot, feel free to do it so you know the squares we have on the Cousin. Dailies are for daily logs, and sometimes I will need to reference back to something that I have in here, and that's why I also need an index, but we will arrive there soon. I have my Animal Crossing pencil board. This was supposed to be a more serious planner, but I need to have some fun elements in here as well to keep me motivated and just to make me laugh whenever I'm feeling a little bit down. So now let's go to the notes section at the end of the planner. And that's where my other metallic tab will lead us. So we don't get a lot of different pages here at the back. I think we get 6 just grid pages, but I decided to take advantage of them. So I just have a section for projects, and right here I have all the months of the year and an interrogation point if I don't know when I want to achieve that particular project, or if we don't have a date yet. And here I will just keep a list of all my ongoing projects that are not related to my PhD thesis. So conference I'm organizing, or workshops, or other events, or conference, and all of that. That way I can see at a glance everything I should be working on, or at least everything I know I need to work on, and kind of mark down the months so I can then go through my monthly or my weekly and know which tasks I need to do first, if that makes sense. I just like seeing everything together. That way I'm not overwhelmed, I don't think I'm missing on stuff, and it's a better way for me to know which project I need to be working on first. Next, I have my inbox. It's the same system, it's the same layout, but the inbox is for any tasks that I need to work on and not projects. So a project might be a conference, for instance, but a task might be updating my CV or sending an email to someone, which are tasks that I don't really need to do right away. I just want to do them in the near future. So I will mark them down in here. Once they are completed, I will just cross them off. Then I have a place for bibliography, because sometimes a friend will message me or talk to me and say, oh, I just saw this book and maybe it will be helpful for your research. I just want a place to write it down before adding to my digital tools. The rest is blank, but there's a twist. Since I don't really use the timetable or most of those last pages, I just went through my old cousin and take off the grid pages that I haven't used it and just glue it in here. That way I can have more pages for notes if I need to. And I just did up until my 100 list because I was doing a very poor job, so I decided to stop, but if I feel like later on I will keep doing to the next pages as well. Then my 100, it will be for reading lists, being it for work or not. I just want to write down the books I'm reading this year. And here at the very back, I also have another one of those monthly or yearly pages, the index, and this time they will be used as index. And before you ask where I got this from, this was from another Hobonichi cousin that I will be using for another project this year, and I was not going to use this section, so I decided to cut it off and add it here and put it to good use. So now I have my future log and my index, so I can index the daily notes that I think are relevant and that I might be needing later on. And with this, we end my cousin setup. It is probably the most complex cousin setup I've done so far, because I'm finally setting up the back pages as well, but my system hasn't changed very much besides using a future log that now I highly rely on. But I will also leave all the links to my previous Hobonichi cousin setups in case those are going to work better for you than this system. I hope this was helpful in any way. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Monday. Bye bye.